Hello everyone. Today we are going to explore the three major branches of immunity: the mucosal, the humoral, as well as the cell-mediated immunity. Our main focus will be understanding the differences between cell-mediated and humoral immunity and why each is essential in protecting our body. Without further delay, let's get started. Cell-mediated immunity. It directly targets the infected cells. The cell-mediated immunity directly targets the infected cells using specialized T cells. There are two types of T cells, T cytotoxic cells and T helper cells. The cytotoxic T cells eliminate the infected cells, while helper T cells coordinate the immune response by activating the other immune cells. How? Cytotoxic T cells CD8 will interact with the MHC1 present on all nucleated cells and will directly eliminate that infected cell. Whereas the T helper cells, that is the CD4, will interact with MHC class 2, which is expressed by the antigen presenting cells such as macrophages or B cells, and it will help these cells like the macrophages and the B cells to kill the pathogen that it has phagocytosed. Let's see about it in detail. Intracellular pathogens and cell-mediated immunity. Have you ever wondered or have you ever imagined in a tuberculosis patient, where is the Mycobacterium tuberculosis hiding? How does the immune system reach it? Here comes the cell-mediated immunity. The cell-mediated immunity is essential for combating the pathogens that hide inside the host cells. If you see the Mycobacterium tuberculosis, why is this so important? Because some pathogens like these hide inside our cells where the antibodies cannot reach them. These include Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which is a bacterium and which hides in the macrophages. Mycobacterium leprae also hides inside the macrophages. Leishmania species is also an intracellular parasite which is residing in the macrophages. Candida, certain fungi like Candida, which can be both intracellular and extracellular. Pneumocystis, it is a fungus which is intracellular and it hides in the alveoli. So for all these we need cell-mediated immunity, and for Candida, since it is intracellular as well as extracellular, mixed cell-mediated immunity as well as humoral immunity is needed. In all these cases, cell-mediated immunity is critical in controlling the infections. What is a mucosal immunity then? Mucosal immunity, as the name says, mucosa. Mucosal immunity protects the moist linings of our body. What are they? The respiratory tract, the gastrointestinal tract, the urogenital tract, eyes, as well as the salivary glands. Defects in the mucosal immunity can lead to recurrent infections via these moist system or linings, such as it can lead to sinusitis, pneumonia, gastrointestinal infections, eye infections, salivary gland infections too. How does this act? There is IgA antibody, which is a part of the humoral immunity. They will be secreting antibodies to block the pathogen adhesion to the mucosal surfaces. The T helper 17 cells, which are a part of the cell-mediated immunity, will clear the infection by recruiting the neutrophils for enhanced protection. The type of immune response, whether be it the cell-mediated immunity or the humoral immunity, is determined by where the pathogen resides. If it is an intracellular pathogen like virus, tuberculosis, leishmania, then cell-mediated immunity acts. But if it is an extracellular pathogen, say bacteria in the plasma or the toxins, then humoral immunity acts. Some pathogens like Candida, they require both humoral and cell-mediated immunity due to their mixed intra and extracellular lifestyles. So this is a visual guide to see the immune cell interactions. Here we have the pathogen. The pathogen is recognized by the antigen presenting cell. This is a macrophage. This is the cell membrane of the macrophage and it is expressed in its MHC complex. It is phagocytosed and a part of its peptide is expressed in the MHC complex. The macrophage interacts with the T cells, the CD4 naive T cells, where the MHC and the T cell receptor interact. Along with it, there is a secondary co-stimulation, that is the CD28 which is present on the T cells as well as CD80/86 which is present on the macrophages. So when these two stimulation, primary as well as the secondary stimulation happens, then in the set of cytokine environment, the macrophages will be releasing interleukin 2 which will convert the T cells into T helper 2 cells. Now the T helper 2 T cells will be releasing interferon gamma. It will activate the macrophages. This loop continues. Macrophage will once again release interleukin 2 which will cause more differentiation into T helper 2 cells. T helper 2 will be releasing interferon gamma which will even more activate the macrophages. Finally, the macrophages will be activated to such an extent that it will result in the killing of the phagocytosed pathogens. This is about the cell-mediated immunity T helper 1. What happens in humoral immunity? Humoral immunity, this is the B cell and we have the MHC complex 2. The humoral immunity along with the primary stimulation via the MHC class 2 and the secondary stimulation via the CD80, 86 and the CD28 on the CT cell, there is a tertiary stimulus, tertiary receptor 2. This is CD40 receptor which is present on the cell T cells. This is the T cell with the T cell receptor, CD4. Here we have the CD40 ligand. When the B cell is activated and as a final binding, that is when the CD40 ligand binds with the CD40 receptor on the B cells, then the B cells become activated to form the active plasma cells. This will be releasing antibodies. The humoral immunity protects against pathogens present in the body fluids, not against the intracellular pathogens. Body fluids such as blood, lymph and tissue secretions through the antibodies that are produced by the plasma cells. In short, humoral immunity targets extracellular pathogens, while cell-mediated immunity eliminates the intracellular invaders. This is in notes about whatever I told you in the previous two animated slides. If you want to learn from me, you can send me a message. I hope this overview clarifies the distinctions between humoral, cell-mediated and mucosal immunity. You can continue exploring detailed mechanisms in our other videos which are listed in the immunology playlists. Have a good day. Bye.